Alrighty. So I've got a bunch of things for you.
So sorry, tell me your name again?
I'm Dawn.
Dawn.
Dawn Elizabeth.
Dawn Elizabeth.
There you go.
I like that. I'm Alexis. Oh, Dawn Elizabeth Johnson.
Yep.
Full name. I'm Alexis Gabriel Quaresma.
Fantastic.
There you go. I'll say your full name. I like
Great.
that. Nice. So tell me about yourself, Dawn.
So I am just finished my master's.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. In commercial fashion photography. So I am about to hit the real world. Very hard. And yeah, so I do fashion. My final thesis was called The Personalities of Color, which was a look at the...
You shot all this work?
Yes, so that's all mine.
Put it right here. That's what's up.
Thank you.
You did your own magazine.
I did. I made my own magazine. That was like my goal. I was like, I'm going to make a magazine by the end of my time. And it is as a look at the color theory and color psychology through fashion. So each color has its own personality traits, and I tried to create that through editorials.
This is gorgeous.
Thank you.
So did you have a chance to look any of the work or what I do?
I unfortunately didn't. We got this listed at 11 o'clock last night.
Oh, no. There's no, I was going to ask them. There's like, is there anything that you want specifically from me or to get out of this review from me?
I want to kind of know where to go next. I've been in school my whole life. I'm 25 and I'm just got my master's too. And so it's more of what should my next steps really be.
What do you want to do for work? Like, what are some of your dream clients that you have?
So I've always wanted to work for Levi's and Gap, kind of in the studio, working on their editorials, as well as like Forever 21 and H&M. Those kind of, I wouldn't say fast fashion, but the ones where there's consistent work all the time, and it's very unique.
Are you trying to be in-house photographer or you're freelancing it?
I would prefer to be in-house. I would love to work for a corporation and then work my way up to start working on creative campaigns. But as of right now, I am freelancing full-time.
I have no clue how to be an in-house photographer, but I do know the in-house photographer for Gap, I believe. I think he's with Gap. Because he's in San Francisco, and he's super cool. I could put you in touch with him.
I
if
would
you want.
absolutely love that.
Because I absolutely love your work.
Oh my gosh, thank
great.
you.
Like you totally have a drive. Like you're going with the colors.
Yeah, I'm a big color person.
So
it
am I.
matches my personality.
So am I. I absolutely love color. This is really good. So with this, you did all the styling too as well, or did you work with a team?
I had a kick-ass team.
How did you find your team?
They found me. Actually, surprisingly enough, I was on Instagram and hadn't really been working with stylists. I've been styling everything myself. And this Amy, she worked for Old Navy, and she wanted to get into styling. And she worked as like just a consultant, and she was like, I want to be your stylist. And I was like, cool. And so we would go every week to H&M and Forever 21. So everything here is either Goodwill, H&M, or Forever 21. And we would style together, pick the clothes that would most represent the personality that we were going for, and then we would shoot. And then Maria, I worked with 3 different makeup artists, but Maria was the one that stayed with me for the majority of the book. She was like on like every Thursday.
So this was just was this for school or?
Yeah, this is my final thesis.
Wow, you went all out though on it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
Great.
I'm a lot of a person. So so everything is 5-page spreads of 18 colors, all representing kind of personality traits.
You have great work and great drive. Where did you find the models?
So either Facebook or Instagram.
Got it.
Yeah.
One thing I would keep in mind in the future on there is try to work with agency models.
Yeah. So
because a lot of the stuff when you're looking at work like this in fashion or in general. They're gonna judge the model on how it is, if it's a proper model and stuff like that, and you could tell some of these are not agency models, and that's literally like that would be the Achilles of your work on there. Like a professional model is gonna bring your work up that much higher. So
it was unfortunate that I didn't foster the relationships early on. We didn't really have like a guiding hand into how to do that.
Do you know the modeling agencies here in the Bay Area?
Yes, yeah.
Scout,
Look, JE.
So you do know them then?
I do know them, yeah. But I wasn't able to foster the relationship early enough to be able to
put them in this magazine.
Yeah, to really consistently call on them, because I was shooting about 2 or 3 times a week, and the agencies here are actually not looking for this work.
Yeah, so what you have to do on there, that aspect on there with any agencies on there when you're doing a trade or a test shot, right? You have to ask the agency what do you need for the model because they have to have something that they
Big
get out of the
enough,
shoot,
yeah.
right? So for something like this, like right, because this is really stylized, they're not going to want something like this more than likely because like that green lipstick's really stylized and all this, like right, it's not going to work most of the time for them. So what you have to do when you do shoots like that and you get their model, you start off the shoot really basic. Just there, pull back, you do a simple headshot or something like that. And then once you get what they need, right, then you can do your stuff with them like that. So that's something that you always got to keep in mind because they got to get something in return too.
Yeah.
Because you're not paying them. Right. Otherwise, the model is going to cost you, $200 an hour, right?
Yeah.
So that's something when you're reaching out to them, say what you're looking to do, and ask them what do they need, and then you're more likely to get a yes.
Yeah.
And then also, if you're doing this, like I like to come prepared when you ask for an agency for a model. So for example, you got your stuff together, so you're really prepared. So when you email them, you say, hey, I'm doing the shoot. This is the stylist I highlighted up. This is the hair and makeup artist I highlighted up. This is the mood board we're going for, and it's we're gonna submit it to XY magazine, or it's gonna be, a marketing promo piece I'm sending to Gap or Levi's or whatever. You come prepared already instead of just saying, oh, I want a model, right? Which you already have the work, so you already have all that lined up, right? And then you say that to them, and then you say, what do you need for the model, right? What kind of work does the model need?
Yeah.
You throw that on there, then you're gonna get 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get a yes.
Yeah. That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's you can't just say, oh, I'm shooting this, could I get one of your models? Right? They're going to say no.
And I really wish that, even in our fashion and beauty class, none of this was, taught. So it was more oh, kind of figure it out. Or I wish it was this is how this is. I mean, I will say John Vano is definitely, now that he's taken over a lot of the department, has pushed for a really strong relationship with the agencies in the city. So it's definitely a base that can be built from.
Yeah, I mean, your work is there. Yeah, just know, all agency models, they're more than likely not going to like any of the stuff that's heavy, makeup's all light, and stuff like that. But I mean, your drive's there, your work is there. The only thing that I would improve on it, or that you would get feedback on it, is just the quality of the models, because they're not professional models.
Yeah,
you could
but
tell.
that's an easy.
Traveling would be huge for you. If you would go to New York and work with some of the models there, that would bring up your work. Certainly up a few notches. Yeah. Just based on that alone. You do the same exact thing with higher end models and maybe higher end stylists and makeup artists over there, and just boom, your work's gonna explode. Have you ever worked with a professional model before?
Oh yeah. Okay. A couple of these are Numa models. Do you know Numa? It's a smaller agency based out of Canada.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
I love this.
So she's not a model. She goes to my church.
Nice.
Yeah. Numa is a Canadian agency, but they have a couple girls here, and so they've been really, really beneficial for helping me out. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, this is great. So I would say your next step is finding out a list of clients that you want to work with, your dream client. And then I would more than likely go for more advertising and commercial work. Editorial is great, but a lot of the times...
I'm definitely more into advertising.
Editorial is great to get your name out there, but it doesn't really make money at all, because the way editorial works is you have to finance the shoot yourself, and then you get reimbursed, and then maybe you get paid.
Yeah, and then maybe you get paid. Okay.
Because the reason I say maybe is because usually if you do editorial, you get access to someone that are really cool, and their budget's really low, so a lot of times photographers come out of pocket to invest their own money to make the shoot really well. Right? So it's great to have tear sheets and doing all that, and it's also a great kind of venue to get access to more A-list celebrities, because it's a little bit less risky than an advertising shoot with a celebrity. Yeah. Because in the advertising shoot, you're getting paid a lot more, so not only is there a higher pressure, but it's a lot of money on the line. And in the editorial, it's a little bit less pressure. 1 minute. So that's it. So this is beautiful.
Yeah, oh my god, hot pink was my absolute favorite shoe.
You should lead off with this with your absolute favorite one.
So this is the stuff I do that's more...
This is your what?
This is, well, 100%? It's more... Yeah, so this is all the strongest work from the magazine.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, so these are the highlights from the magazine?
Yeah, it's the highlights.
Okay, cool.
And that was the magazine. I was just really proud of for those.
So do you know what brands you want to work with? You said Gap,
Levi's, Forever 21, and H&M. I'm working on getting an assistantship right now, with a.
You're working on getting the what?
An assistant position with a photographer down in Pacifica, which is hopeful. And then I just work freelance for the rest of the time.
Your location stuff is beautiful too.
Thank you. Yeah. So I like to show that I can do both on location and studio shoots.
Yeah, I mean, your work is there. Like, you just have to consistently, like. One of the things that I like to say on there, like, you have to put an equal amount of effort in the marketing that you do.
Yeah.
That you do in the amount of effort you put in doing your work.
Is the best way to do marketing social media, you think?
It's one avenue. That's just one avenue. The other thing is still you got to do. You have an amazing personality, and you can't buy that or teach that.
Networking events.
So I would say networking would be really strong for you.
Where do you suggest I go to network? Because I can do network. I'm awesome about that.
Anywhere that they have, like, Scout usually has like they usually try to connect with them. They usually have like a Christmas party, and that's great to meet people there. ASMP, local photography organizations.
Yeah.
Their president's here. He's down there. They're great. APA.
Yeah.
Those are really great.
Cool. That's definitely something I can do.
For usually for like your Rolodex to get the people that all the contacts in there.
Yeah.
Agency Access. I don't know if you heard of them. They're your Rolodex. Send me an email and I can follow up with this stuff. They basically, you put in a company name and it has all the contacts.
Okay.
And it has the address and all that. So what you do, basically, you cold email them or you cold call them and then you send them stuff.
Great.
And then what you have to realize about that is that you have to have some tenacity and consistency with that, because
I've got the tough skin. I can do
believe you do.
Yeah.
Believe me, because the first time you reach out to them, 99 times out of 100. They're not going to reach back. Yeah. They're not going to probably notice you probably like the 5th or 6th time.
Got it.
To give you an idea, it took me 2 years to get with Sports Illustrated. It took me 2 years to get with, what are the Sports Illustrated took me 2 years. ESPN took me like 4 years. HBO took me like 2.5 years.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's like doing a shoot you're really proud of, sending it, and hearing nothing back. Doing another shoot you're really proud of, sending it to them, and hearing nothing back. Doing another shoot you're really proud of, sending it to them. This is great, by the way, right? You'll get that. This is great, by the way, but now we're not looking for that work right now. Thank you, right? Sending them another shoot, like right. This is great work right now, but we're not looking for anything like that, right?
Yeah.
Doing another shoot, right, and getting that again, like right.
Okay,
and
but
it's a lot easier said than done, like right. And like I was to a point where I'm like, fuck, man, it's nice to get a response. It's nice to say, damn, hire me, like, right? And after like 2.5 years, it happens, right? So you just have to be really consistent with that, right?
Okay.
And also not be discouraged when you hear nothing back.
Okay.
Because they're not going to reply back to you even if they love your work unless they need you for something. Just that's how busy people are. So I would just say try to get mentally tough like that. Yeah. And that's the hardest thing, at least for me.
And putting it out there and figuring out how to put it out there in a presentable way.
Yeah, this is beautiful. This is totally down. No, because when you email like your dream client, I think the worst thing you could do to a human being is ignore them.
Yeah.
And that's what happens a lot when you're freelancing and you're marketing like that. Like, they're not going to reply back to you unless they need something, right?
Yeah.
So don't get discouraged if you don't hear anything back. Or if they say, oh, great work, but not now. Like, right? If you get a response,
oh my God, if I get a response, I'd be totally happy.
Right? So, which I think you will. Like, you have great work. Like I said, the only thing I would recommend is just working with
higher-end models. That's something I can do.
Yeah.
I know you don't have a business card, but I will leave mine with you, and I'll leave behind and my resume.
Yeah, you got my information. This is beautiful magazine.
Thank you. I really.
You have my first and last name, right?
I do. Yes.
That's my website.
I will get
it is. Do me a favor,
I will send you.
It's great leaving this stuff, but just like your marketing and all that stuff like that. More likely, I won't reach out to you, so just be consistent and reach out, right?
Touch base back with you.
This is a beautiful magazine, Dawn.
Thank you.
You are awesome.
Please
stay in touch.
Oh, I will. I'll see you later today.
Yeah, definitely. Great meeting you.
Absolutely. You too.
Take care.